cheap budget gaming rigs look tempting on paper, but most of the time they end up being a nightmare. Once you plug them in, you get stuttering, you run out of memory mid-session, and suddenly you're Googling, why does my game crash on level 3? That's the exact feeling I try to avoid when I'm hunting a new desktop. The HP 2025 OmniDesk Business Next-Gen AI Desktop promises to be a smarter buy, a sort of all-in-one answer to those regretful moments. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What really matters to a buyer like me is whether the machine lives up to that promise when you actually sit down at your desk, fire up a modern title, or try to juggle a spreadsheet while a video call runs in the background. I spent a weekend setting up the OmniDesk the way a typical home office gamer would, connected the included keyboard and mouse, hooked a 27-inch monitor via the DisplayPort, and dropped the external Adata 512GB SSD on the side for quick file transfers. From the first boot, Windows 11 Pro greeted me with a clean, business-oriented interface, which felt a little different from the flashy, gamer-focused skins you see on many pre-built rigs. The first thing you notice is the sheer amount of memory. 64GB of DDR5 RAM isn't just a brag word, it means I could launch a game, open Photoshop, keep a dozen browser tabs, and still have headroom for a virtual machine without the system hiccuping. In a real-world scenario, that translates to smoother multitasking on the days I'm editing YouTube thumbnails while a background render is churning away. The 2TB internal SSD also feels generous. Loading a recent AAA title took under 10 seconds, and installing large project files was practically instantaneous. The bundled external Adata drive is a nice touch if you need a portable backup, but it's not a replacement for the internal storage's speed, it's more of a convenience for moving data between workstations. Now, the core of any gaming-oriented desktop is the graphics card, and HP paired the system with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060. It's not the flagship RTX 4090 you'd find in a high-end esports machine, but it handles 1080p and even decent 1440p play at 60+ frames on titles like Elden Ring or Cyberpunk 2077 when you dial down ultra settings a notch. In practical terms, if you're a streamer who wants a reliable frame rate for a professional-looking broadcast without breaking the bank, the RTX 5060 does the job. The downside shows up when you push beyond that. Ray-traced shadows and maxed-out texture packs start to throttle the frame count, so you'll need to make compromises if you're chasing every visual fidelity knob. The processor, an Intel Core Ultra 7265 with 20 cores, is where the AI-ready label comes into play. In everyday use, the extra cores don't feel like a gimmick. They smooth out background tasks like AI-assisted video upscaling or running large language model prompts while you game. I ran a quick test using a free AI image generator alongside a game, and the system kept both processes alive without any noticeable lag. That's the kind of hidden trade-off many cheap builds miss. You get raw core count, but you also get the power to actually use it without the system grinding to a halt. Connectivity is another practical area where the OmniDesk shines. 2 USB-C ports, 3 USB-A ports, HDMI, and DisplayPort give you flexibility whether you're connecting a VR headset, a high-speed external SSD, or a classic printer. The headphone/mic combo jack works fine for Discord calls, and the overall layout keeps cables tidy. However, there's no built-in Wi-Fi 6E. You'll need to rely on an Ethernet cable or purchase a separate Wi-Fi card if you're in a wireless-only environment. That's a minor inconvenience, but worth noting for anyone who expects plug-and-play Wi-Fi out of the box. Who should actually consider this machine? If you're a content creator who needs a solid workstation that can also double as a capable gaming rig, the OmniDesk hits a sweet spot. The massive RAM and fast SSD make video editing and 3D rendering snappy, while the RTX 5060 lets you test games or stream without needing a dedicated streaming PC. Small business owners who run multiple virtual desktops or rely on AI tools for data analysis will also appreciate the processor's core count. The included Windows 11 Pro license is a plus for those who need domain join capabilities or advanced security features that the Home Edition lacks. On the flip side, If you're an ultra-competitive gamer chasing the highest frame rates at 4K with ray tracing turned all the way up, this isn't the machine to invest in. The RTX 5060 will cap you out before you reach the performance ceiling you'd expect from a gaming PC. Likewise, if you're on a tight budget and can live with a 16GB RAM configuration and a cheaper CPU, you might find better value in a DIY build where you can cherry-pick components. The OmniDesk's all-in-one packaging carries a premium that reflects the convenience and the high-end specs, but it does mean you're paying for a bundle you may